Good morning, YouTubers. T Square here with T Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is Friday. Finally made it to the end of the week. I am exhausted already. It has been such a hard and long week, and it's only going to get harder, I think, as the month goes on, due to, I'm going to say, questions and some little bit of blowback. And I'm going to explain why there's some blowback coming, because there's a lot of people out there that don't believe that the price of silver can ever come down. And we're going to take a look in some of the comments. That's actually all I'm going to do today is just read comments. I'm going to read comments. I've got all the most recent comments pulled up right here. We're going to comb through them. I've already been reading a few of them, and I'm not going to reply back on the actual comment right now. I'm just kind of going to read them just for like speed. I'm going to read the comment. I'm going to kind of give a reply to it because it's Friday and I didn't really have much planned out again for today because one, I am frantically trying to accumulate as much money as I can, just because I know that there is going to be a pullback coming. And as you're going to see in some of these comments, none of these comments I believe are meant to be bad. They're not meant to be mean. They're just meant to basically point out the obvious, that a lot of people believe that there's not going to be some major pullback. Some people believe there will be. Some people believe that the price is just going to keep going higher. And what we've seen today, the price picking back up to $42.30 almost, could be a sign. But I also believe that on Fridays of almost every week, you always see the price, well, I shouldn't say every week. That might sound inappropriate. Fridays tend to do a little better right now. And the reason that is because they're trying to push the silver price down. We all know that. Anybody that doesn't know that doesn't have to look too far to see the huge amount of volume to push the price lower and lower. What did we get down to? We got down to 41.50. Was that the end of the down and now we're floating back up again? I don't believe it was. I'll explain a little bit about that throughout the video. I don't believe it was, but I do believe that once they've cleared out all those positions all the way down to 41.50, they can let it pop back up, because that means there ain't going to be no resistance right now. If the price does dip back down, it can dip fast. And like I've said time and time again, we generally do see these pullbacks in the price of metal at the end of the financial quarter. Now, here's the thing. Are they always huge? No. These pullbacks sometimes are monsters like this one right here. And then sometimes they're small like over here. It's nothing major. So what kind of pullback will we see now? I think silver is going to go a whole lot higher next month. I think when you read these comments or when we take a look at them, I think you might think that maybe I'm a little, what's the word? I'm not biased on my opinion, because I admit that I could be wrong. Maybe we won't see a pullback. I just believe we'll see a pullback, and I think that's usually what we do see at the end of the financial quarter. And I know people don't like hearing pullback. I don't know why. I don't know why when I talk to people, they get upset that the price is going to pull back. But I've been scrambling lately, trying to put as much money together as I can. So at the end of the month, when I believe the pullback will come, that will be the opportunity. What happens if it doesn't come? Well, first of all, I've been stacking for a while, and I still pick stuff up. Today I picked up someone needed some money for a project he's doing, and he needed to sell 2 1/10 ounce gold coins. And I said, you know what? I looked online at the dealers what I could get them for. One is the coronation 1/10 ounce for the king. When the queen passed away and the king took the crown, they did a British coronation coin. And the other one was just some kind of 1/10 ounce gold coin with a combination between the U.S. and Australia. It has like a ship, the Battle of the Coral Sea. And I said, I can give you $380 a piece for them, which is over spot. Don't get me wrong. But I ended up having to go up a little bit because he wasn't willing to take that low. but I paid a little bit more, not much more. I think I paid $385 for him. I said if he wanted, because of who it was, I said I'll even hold him between now and the end of the month if you want, and you can buy him back at the end of the month if you have the money, straight up. Whatever I give you, you can have it back for that. And he said, why is that? I said, because I think the price is going to come down more anyway on gold. Not a whole lot more. I don't think we're going to see a big drop in the gold price, but I think we'll see a heavy drop in the silver price. But by heavy, I don't mean that much. I mean a few bucks, $3 at most. And I pretty much will stick to that, in my opinion. Gold doesn't come down as hard when it comes down, so I don't expect to see anything major for gold. Maybe we'll see $3,500 gold. I expect to see a lot of negative news between now and the end of the month about how gold and silver is taking a hit, and I'm sure if it takes one big hit somewhere in there, you'll find news media coverage trash talking it as if it hasn't been a good asset this month, or this year even, really. So take a look real quick, year to date. I mean, it could come down even to 33.50, and there will be people that will be complaining like it's a bad asset, and it blows my mind when I hear that. So we'll see what happens. Let's read through some of the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me. It really helps out the channel. And it's going to be, I think, another couple exciting weeks. And then here's the thing. Every month is exciting, literally, because what happens next month? Well, next month is going to be exciting as of right now because I expect the silver price is going to start shooting up again next month. And I think we're going to break through 45 next month. Now, some people might say that if you think it's going to go to 45, why wouldn't you buy it at 42 and a quarter? Because I'm hoping to buy it at $40 and then have it at 45. But we'll see what happens. So take a quick look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's sitting right now at 117,086. So looking good. Bitcoin's been doing good. We did see a brief couple minutes where these two swapped. It was very brief when silver was taking a beat down today. Well, I should say yesterday. I'm filming this at 11:50, so at night. But we did see him swap briefly, and I wanted to catch it and do a short, but I did not catch it in time. However, I think we could see this again before the month comes to an end, so we'll see how this plays out. Taking a quick look at the DXY. DXY now at 97.41. Creeping up about a half right now. So, hey, that's good for the dollar. If you're holding dollars, that's great. The dollar buys you a little bit more, and that's always a good thing. Taking a quick look, though, at the comments. Like I said, if you enjoyed today's video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button. I think it's going to be a fun video. And none of the comments that I read are meant to be ugly. These comments are from people that have their beliefs. They watch other channels. They watch my channel. And maybe they're against the pullback. Maybe they're not. We're going to see. So first one, Jay Manson. I don't think I said that right. Masson. Jay Masson. I probably won't even read names because I'm horrible with names. Honestly, I think you should just go ahead and bite the bullet and buy it. I think we will never see silver drop under 40 again. But I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive about it. So here's the thing. If we're going to see it pull back under 40, I won't say never again, because who knows what could happen down the road. They could do another QE, massive QE, and for the short run, it will push down the price of silver. A stock market crash could push down the price of silver. But generally, I think the best shot of any kind of a pullback under 40 is going to happen in the next 2 weeks. And I think it could be one of the last opportunities for that. So that's my thoughts on that. And we're going to see what happens. Someone else said, I'm hoping for a pullback. That's good. I'm not the only one that is hoping for a pullback. Watch out, T-Square. Last time you wanted to wait for a pullback, silver shifted gears and headed higher. Then your stacking buddy was unhappy that he didn't get in an order in the latest Legendary Warriors rounds. Don't fight the trend. Market conditions have changed and silver spot price have been much more resilient from spot price declines. I bought 60 Unity and Liberty 1 ounce silver bars, bullion exchange, Fed rate cut. I missed the bottom by one price, but hold on here. I lost my eyes. Are horrible this late at night. But I did pretty well buying near the bottom. Yeah, and we saw a nice little dip and a quarter over spot for popular bars. I hope you took advantage of the sharp price drop. Is this price drop to buy something? I did not take advantage. I did not buy anything. The only thing I bought was those 2 little gold pieces, and that was yesterday. And that was only to help out the person that has been stacking. I got the person in stacking, and he needed some money. And I try to teach people that gold and silver is real money. If you've got a good group of people that surrounds you when someone needs money, it's easy to get money. It's not difficult. You might not get what you're looking for, but it's pretty safe you're going to get spot, in my personal opinion. As for I waited last time and missed out. So here's the thing. The last time, technically, yes, I did not buy and catch any major dip. There was no major dip. That was the end of the second quarter. However, the time before that, when I had said it was coming and I stopped buying for all of March, and then I ended up watching it go from pretty much the second week of March when it sat at 32.61. It climbed, and it climbed all the way up to 34.41. And I started questioning if maybe I made a mistake until the price fell, and it fell hard all the way down to 28.75. Now, did I catch 28.75? No, I ended up catching 29. And it paid off because that's actually when I used my credit card. Some of y'all remember they gave me my 0% for a year and a half or something. I can't remember if it was a year or a year and a half, and I just get to make the minimum payment with no interest as the price has drastically gone up from $29 to $42. So I was very happy with that. Did I miss out the previous time? I won't say I missed out. I will miss out if I can't get them. The problem I have with the Legendary Warriors, though, they're not slowing down production on the early ones. It seems like they made too many of them. And that drives me nuts because it's going to take a while till people can't find them. If the main source, which is Silvertown, makes a ton of them and keeps making them, they never get to go up because people can always go right to the source and buy them. I kind of want to see them go up and it become more of a collectible to have all of them. So I'm not in a hardcore rush to catch anything. I haven't missed anything yet, and we'll see how that plays out. So yeah, I think there's a lot to think about. Let's see. I seriously watched this a dozen times before I shared it. Thank you so much for sharing the video. You're damn right, brother. I appreciate that. That was his next comment. 2 comments there. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Now, at some point, I will have a cutoff, so someone's going to be like, dude, you cut off at my comment. I'm hoping that don't happen. Let's see here. It's already holding and rebounding back to 41.70. That's not much of a dip, especially considering everything. So what did we see for a dip so far? We've seen about a $2.25 dip. And you're right, that's not that much of a dip yet, considering everything that is being talked about and happening. I think that's a bullish sign in itself. And yes, of course, you get a thumbs up. Thank you so much, buddy. You're one of the only people that I have watched as much as I have that has never once said anything about, and I got to click read more, but I'm hoping it's going to say mining stocks because I can't stand it. Said anything about that bothered me. You're a good guy. Wish you were able to be more honest. Oh, yeah. And by honest, that means wish I was able to say a little bit more, that I do have to kind of watch what I say. Not saying you aren't being honest. You just wish you didn't have to hold anything back exactly because of, you know, how the algorithm is, and that's exactly what I knew he was getting at. Yeah, I got to kind of watch what I say. I say the wrong thing, and this video wouldn't get shared at all. So I try to kind of stay in line. I stay on my topic. Topic I like right now is gold and silver. And there are going to be times where I talk more about homesteading, especially with stuff coming down the line. I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like we've seen much of a dip, but the thing I'm looking at is right now, the people that manipulate the price of silver between now and the end of the month, I believe they are breaking the resistance. They're pushing the price down and then letting it come back up. But what they're doing is they're clearing out all of the buys all the way down so they can drop it really fast all at once in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep. They can literally plunge the price down. And so I think that's what we're going to see. And I won't know if I'm right or wrong for literally 2.5 weeks roughly. But we'll see what happens. It's easier to look back at the charts and say, this is what I was talking about. So let's see. How do you feel about buying non-retail? Silver Eagles below, American Silver Eagles below spot with some milk spotting. My local coin shop online, Capital Coin and Bullion, has 1994 BU, brilliantly uncirculated ASCs at $48 each. But a tube of non-BU is $800. That's $40 each. I will be honest, before I even keep reading this, if I could pick stuff up at $40 flat, especially for a Silver Eagle, I will always pick that up. $40 is my new magic number that I would love to pick up silver for right this minute. Will that come about? I don't know. On Silver Eagles, that's tough, $40. Because one, it's below spot. But you wrote this comment 8 hours ago. We've seen already a almost $2 backup climb. I won't say back up to its high, but we're working its way back up there right now. We're going to see how this is going to play out, though. Remember that term that I told you. There's almost no resistance down now, all the way down to 41.50. So the price could fall really quick if it does. I don't understand how local coin shops can sell even milk spotted eagles for below spot. Yeah, I don't understand that either. For stackers, not collectibles, seems like milk spots don't matter. So yeah, if you're a stacker, I don't care about milk spotting. I don't care about toning. If I can pick up any silver under spot, I do my best to pick it up, with some exceptions. I have changed my stance a little bit on 40% and 35%. Do I still have some? Yes. Do I still get it? No, because space will become an issue at some point. If you truly believe in what we are doing and you truly understand that this is money and that it will always be money, then it doesn't matter to me if I hold an ounce of silver or $40. I would prefer the silver. And so that's the deal with that. Nice one, T. Thank you for the video. I appreciate that, my friend. Hey, it didn't say from the UK today, though. I'm just kidding, Neil. Let's see. Really enjoy your show. Thank you so much, Matt. Every day is a dip if you look at what's happening to fiat. Absolutely. So that's a great comment, too, because when you look at what's happening to fiat, it might seem like the price is going up, I guess you can. How do I say that? I don't want to say that incorrectly. Let me reword that. When you look at how the price of everything is going up, and you look at how the fiat cash dollars are losing value faster and faster, it's a buying opportunity no matter what. If you've got time. But like I tell people, if you're going to buy some silver and think you're going to get rich quick tomorrow, it's probably not going to happen. So let's see. You said the same thing last quarter, and it went up a ton. No, it didn't. Spirit, that did not happen. It did not go up a ton. We looked at the charts. So last quarter we seen a small dip. Let's see here. March and then April, May, and June. So the end of June, did we see any kind of a dip? We didn't really see any dip. I mean, we dipped from, let's look at the chart here real quick. What did we dip to? 37.18 to the low of 35.95. Yeah, it dropped a buck and a quarter. Not a big dip, but look what happened the quarter before that. We went from 34.46 all the way, if you were lucky to catch the bottom, 28.41. That is a huge drop. Now that's being picky because that was one candle, so about 1 hour maybe. But technically 29.75. So 29.75 from 34.46. I mean, you're talking 450 on something that's $34 to drop that. You're talking what, 15-16%? That's a pretty nice dip, I would say. And you can see it in this huge red candle right here dropping. So yeah, we don't always see big drops. I would like to see a big one. Like I said before, I would love to see a dip down to 37, but I don't think the charts will support 37, low 37s. I think it's more likely that we will probably see this peak right here, it come down to that, which will put that right there, right around 39.50. But we'll see how it plays out. Only time will tell if I'm right or wrong. But I love seeing the comments when they say that. So let's see here. Like I said, not meant to be mean or bad, I'm sure. It's an opinion. We didn't have a big enough dip, but we seen a dip. I like how you're showing how you look at the chart analysis. I never learned that before. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Back up the truck. I'm hoping to back up the truck at the end of the month, Thomas, but we'll see. Maybe I made a mistake not backing up the truck the last 2 days when we've seen that nice little dip, but I'm still betting we're going to see it dip. And here's the thing. When I tell you guys I'm hoping for a dip, I'm in a position where I already have my ounces. I already have silver. I already have gold. But can you ever really have enough? I got asked that one day in a comment. Someone asked me, they're like, what is your plan? Is your plan just buy more the rest of your life? Does your plan ever change? And this could have been from a naysayer. This could have been an honest question. But the truth of the matter is, when you understand that the dollar is losing value, it should be treating the dollar like a hot potato. Get rid of the dollar. Buy something that can go up in value and probably will go up in value, and you can tuck it away. If you need money, you can sell it. And if not, hey, I'm convinced you'll be able to sell it. If not, you'll be able to trade it. I trade silver all the time. So when I see people leave these crazy comments, try taking an ounce of silver to Walmart and see what you can get with it. First of all, yeah, you're not going to be able to do it with a big corporate place. However, mom and pops will take silver. So, and I have done videos where they took it right on the video, and they didn't even mind me sharing. They loved it because they got a little bit of advertising for their business out of it. Going to the moon, even rockets do in stages. So I kind of got a chuckle out of that one, because if you know how a rocket works, it will actually burn out its boosters, kick off the boosters, and then the thrusters will kick on. And that will accelerate it even faster. And then all of a sudden, the thrusters kick off, and then it's something else. And so when you look at it, once the energy is expended from primary rockets, then it's just a secondary. And then maybe there's a third, and then all of a sudden it's in space. And so, it does go in stages. And you don't see anything go straight up until something major happen and just all-out collapse. Okay, so let's read this one here. Even though I see Bitcoin in it right off the bat, someone might complain. Okay. Infrastructure, technology, blockchain, AI, robotics, digital assets, tokenization, stablecoin creation, blah, blah. Federal Reserve Corporation, banks, did three things, and it actually said blah, blah. Don't think that I just put that in there. Did three things to continue their existence, but those that have taken action will be able to have choices. U.S. say decentralized, BYOB, U.S. Let's see what the next comment said here. Precious metal. Oh, it's stablecoin. Oh, actually, that one. Same thing. Hold on. Digital custodial services, stablecoin. The First Credit Union just created its own stablecoin or digital dollar. First State did as well. XRP through every bank would use their RUSD stablecoins. Each bank institution will want their own stablecoin. And I've said that. Banks will eventually want their own stablecoin, but I think something will happen. And here's the thing. I'm wondering, will stablecoin be backed by the FDIC when that happens? So that will be interesting. Is that going to be a way to let FDIC off the hook? It will be widely utilized, but let it be known, this is why the Federal Reserve Corporation will not be around in 2030. Who will take their dollars? As the Treasury is now head Richard in charge of overseeing the creation of the said currency. I mean, here's the thing. I'm against digital dollars. I'm against that. Because once they create them, they've got full control over how you use them. It's too easy to shut it down. As long as I have the ability to use cash, I will always use cash, because at that point, if they want to institute fees, you're forced to use them. I can tell you right now, I go to a couple restaurants on a regular basis, and it drives me nuts when they put that little credit card fee on there. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even ask me. Oh, we always put it on there, and then if you pay with cash, you can have it taken off. Yeah, but I don't always remember to have it taken off. I have to remember that. So, they don't always unless you mention it. So, okay. Let's see. Reset. If gold crashes, then silver will crash with it. If gold stays strong, then I expect silver will do likewise. All you people wanting for silver to dip, do you also expect gold to dip? And I've said I expect that gold could dip by $100, $150. But here's what that comment, I believe, is not taken into account. And we see this time and time again. Gold goes up by 1%. Silver goes up by 2%, 3%, 2.5%. Well, what do you think happens when gold takes a little bit of a hit? The same thing happens. Gold drops by 1%, silver falls by 2 or 3%. So yes, I think gold will dip a little bit before the end of the month. By what is a little bit? We might see $100, maybe $150. And it could happen anywhere between now and 2 days into the new month. So we'll see how that plays out. Like I said, I always get hate during this time of the year when I mention these videos. And I'm not saying that that's hate. I haven't seen a hateful comment yet. I'm just saying all you people wanting silver to dip. Do I want it to dip? First of all, silver could go to $700, and I would be extremely happy. It could go to $100. I will be extremely happy. Anybody that's been following my channel for a while knows that I stack precious metals, that I believe in it. They might not agree with my storage options, as has been argued and debated in multiple videos, but I'm not going to get into that now. Let's see, morning tea, no less than 41. It will be the new floor. Well, if we don't see it go any lower, you could be right. I may actually save this comment and not reply to it. So some people may notice this. I don't always reply to every comment, even though you might see your comment not get a reply, and every other comment on the video get a reply. And the reason I do that is because I know that what I'm thinking will happen in the next 14 days. Between now and 2 Tuesdays from now, 2 or 3, basically the second third of the month, the second of the new month. So I may not answer this because I will probably answer this when silver hits $40. So we'll see what happens. So don't take it personally, John. Good morning, T. Another great video. Thank you so much. Let's see. Scrolling through. Powell did not guarantee 2 more rate cuts. He said we will look at it on a meeting-by-meeting basis. Absolutely. I never said that he was expecting 2 more rate cuts. In fact, I didn't even really talk about the Fed meeting at all in my previous video yesterday. I just said, hey, we did 0.25%. Nothing major. It was already priced in. People were hoping for a bigger cut. And, of course, people are already going to get excited like there's more rate cuts coming. They don't want to cut interest rates. I can tell you that. So who knows? It'll be exciting to see what happens on that. Excuse me. I always enjoy the show. I love the analysis. Thank you so much, my friend. And we're going to see what happens. I agree with you on the dip. That's good to hear. So some people do agree we might see a dip. That's good. Otherwise, I would feel bad about being the only one. Why is it not going? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Good video. I would guess $40 will be the low, but 39-ish would be better. Thank you so much, Eli. Good night. Obviously, someone watching it overseas. Good morning. Thanks. Backing up the truck at $5. Oh, my word. Yeah, you and me both. I would definitely, but I doubt we'll ever see that. But who knows? Backing up the truck at $5 again. Sometimes the comments get doubled. I don't know why that is. $40. Great video, T. Let's see. What's this one? Ooh, this one, 28. Nice. Donnell Jackson. Good morning. I hope all is well in your life. For me, everything is going just well. Thank you very much to the Lord. I would be mad if silver took a little bit of a dip and went back to 38. I wouldn't be mad. I'm sorry. I would not be mad. If it went to 38 an ounce. Cheaper silver is cheaper silver, and I want to get as many ounces as I can, and that's exactly how I feel. I will back up the truck at 38 and try to buy everything I can. That would be a good opportunity, because at 38 it means you're picking it up with premiums. You're getting it for under $40 or right around $40. Let's see. Walk with one. Well, if you're going to do a short video, that means we need 7 shorts. I would like to see $35. But it probably going to be 39-ish. I'm looking for that great deal. I just haven't found yet. Have a good one, and we'll be listening tomorrow. Awesome. Hey, you got your comment read, bro. And you'll hear your response. So, yeah, I mean, I would be shocked if we saw 35. I think 39 is going to be likely. I actually think it will be 39.50. 7 shorts, that's one a day. You know, it's funny because on the weekends, on Friday and Saturday night, for some reason, shorts do really well. So I've been trying to push them on those days more. I mean, to a point where sometimes on Saturday, I will do a short video, and as I tell myself, as soon as it hits 100 views, post the next one. And some days I've had it happen in 1 minute. Literally, I posted another video within 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it. And then some, it takes like 2-3 hours. So what's coming won't matter how much metals fall. Hard times are upon us, and they are about to get even worse. Metals are going to be almost worthless for a while people try to survive. Once folks start getting back on their feet and you back to using metals as currency, then money metals will become invaluable. Yeah, I mean, so can we see the price fall? There's been a lot of talk on this, a lot of videos because of what we've seen in like 2008, what we've seen in the housing crisis and the stock market collapse. We've seen precious metals go up and then take a big dip and then all of a sudden skyrocket. Using it as money, I think, excuse me, I do yawn sometimes. I'm sorry when I'm doing these videos because I do them so late at night. I do think we could see some sort of little bit of a pullback, even though some people will say it's not going to happen. And I'm not even talking. I'm talking if the stock market full on crashes. I mean, it will take industrial demand for silver down. And I believe, countries may try to get as much as they can. So it may kind of stall the fall a little bit. But I do think there's a possibility we could see a good dip when that day comes. In the short run, I'm expecting my dip to happen at the end of the month or pretty close to, whether that's a couple days before, a couple days after. Worthless, there will be a lot of people. I'm already seeing more people selling precious metals right now to make ends meet. Just like I told you, I picked up those 2 small gold coins at the beginning of the video. That's someone that needed money. I wanted to help the person out because he's a good friend. I said, hey, I'll give you till the end of the month if you want. You can buy them back for the same price. He said, no, it's not a big deal. So I may end up passing them off to someone else in the group, and I may just hang on to them. I definitely like the Coronation coin. The other coin I already had, the Australian Battle of the Coral Sea, I think it is, with Australia on the coin and the U.S. commemorating it. Same here. I'm trying not to buy right now. I think the low will be right around $40.40. So we were only $1 off from that today. And that is a pretty good estimate, I think, because we're going into Friday. They're not going to give silver away for cheap over the weekend. They're going to let all those people see that little dip, wish they had bought, think that it's going to keep going higher, buy over the weekend at a higher price, and then Sunday night maybe we'll see a little bit of a dip, and then throughout the week we'll kind of see somewhere in there we'll see a little bit more of a dip. I wouldn't be surprised to see us in the $40 range next week. $40 and change. So now, depending on what it does today, I might not be able to hold off buying. So it started climbing, so you might not have held off. You might have bought. Some people buy under pressure. It's funny. When the price is dropping, people are not as interested in it. When the price starts jumping, a lot of people cave and buy. Good morning, T. Have a great day. Silver, 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 silver. Let's see. Repost. I became numb to the day on days like this. The Fed meeting used to feel like high stakes cliffhanging, but lately I've became more like scheduled weather updates. A little warm, a little cool, but rarely a storm. Tools like the Fed Watch have made it easy to anticipate the rate moves. The future markets often prices in expected changes weeks in advance. By game time, when the Fed announces the decision, it's already been baked in the cake. Kind of numb to it, and that's exactly right. We knew it was going to be 0.25%. When I tell you guys I expect 0.25% rate cut, I didn't just guess that and estimate that. I looked and seen what is expected. What are the odds that the Fed is going to do what? If it's a high probability of odds, I assume for the most part on something like that, if that's all people look at and track, that they probably know a little more than I do on that. So trying to control the economy through settlement is an eclipse that will circulate through the social media. Say a mild statement to make things go this way. Scare people to make it go back that way. Blah, 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 blah. And they actually wrote blah, blah, blah on there. Yeah, who knows? We'll see. I don't try to scare people what I think is going to happen. What do I think is going to happen? I think by the end of October or by the end of September or the first 2 days of October, I think at some point we will see $39.50. And then I expect October to close out over or get over $45 spot price at some point in October. So we'll see what happens. Morning, everyone. And I wish someone would track this. I'd like to know how often I'm right. But I think, I'm playing it safe. I'm not making some boldest claim. Let's see. You can't win all the time, dude. Laugh out loud. Just a little humor on the spot price for gold. Then paying a premium for silver. Just kidding around. Yeah, I'm looking for deals. I'm trying to win all the time. I ain't going to lie. Morning, Mr. Square. Just for the algorithm. Some people, I thank you all. If you're just putting a comment in just for the algorithm, I can't thank you enough. Good morning, T. Thanks for the regular scheduled content. Appreciate you. Except for the other day. Appreciate your opinion. P.S. I want my extra 15 minutes. You might get it tonight. Yeah, I try to make 30-minute videos. Yesterday, I didn't really have anything to talk about. Couldn't think of anything. And so I just did a 15-minute video. And I knew somebody would say that, even though this person, I'm guessing, only said it because I said somebody will say it. And that was the somebody. But sometimes when I call something like that, people won't say it just because I said it. Great video. I bought a tube of silver after today's drop in price. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, anybody that doesn't have a huge amount, doesn't have a nice stack, buy the dips. If you see a dip, don't try to wait for the grand slam. What am I doing right now? I'm waiting to hit a home run by the end of the month. And if I don't, if I strike out, I already have something to fall back on, so I'm not stressing it, but I am trying to pick up the deals. And here's another thing. If you're the type of person that people know that you collect, when they need money, they're going to pick up the phone and they're going to call you. So deals are always coming. So if you, I don't want to say blow your load, but if you spend all your money now on a so-so deal, when the awesome deal comes, you may not have the money, and that's why I'm holding out. Come on, T, the dollar will never be lost in our lifetime. Okay, so this can be a good one. It's used throughout the world. Check. Most countries base their money on ours. Check. The dollar will continue to lose volume. Check. But nothing even close to the magnitude of Venezuela. I disagree with that. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. After all, there's not enough gold or silver to cover, let's say, California or Texas citizens. I mean, really? You go buy a new car or even a used car and you pay in silver, today's market would be 1,500 ounces of silver. So you just made it even easier with that comment right there. People are buying cars somewhere in every city where people are gonna get that silver daily, and we're gonna get to that too in just a minute. Let's say a person has 100,000 ounces. I don't know anybody that has that much, but let's just say, how long would it last? The price of everything is sky high. Would be sky high. People everywhere would be walking around with a pew-pew ready to take your stuff. Let's say you sell your house on average $350,000. That would wipe out the silver from about 3 coin shops. That's just one house being sold. Okay, so let's take this comment a little bit at a time. I like this comment. It's a long one. Normally, long ones are hard to put everything, but I think this is a good one. So, can something like Venezuela happen? Absolutely. And I'll tell you why. Gold and silver at the prices they're at, what does a new car run? We're going to say, I'm going to have to estimate for a quick minute. Let me pull up a calculator so you guys can see what I'm looking at too. Calculator, where are you? Boom. Oh, damn, I always hit calendar. I don't know why I do that. Calculator, boom. So, a new car. I'm going to guess a new car is $30,000. Someone's probably going to say, not really, but I don't know. I don't know what a new car runs. I know what a new truck runs because I've been looking at one, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger on it. $30,000. Let's say the dollar collapses and we have to go back to silver. How many people are going to have silver? I think the dollars will flow into silver so fast, the price of silver will skyrocket. I'm going to say $500 an ounce for silver. And when I look at the price of other metals that are precious metals, platinum, palladium, gold, silver isn't even priced like it should even be a precious metal, according to the price they have on it, under $50. Let's say now for $500 an ounce, divide by $500. What is that, 60? 60. 3 tubes of silver for a new car? It's possible. I think it's possible. And here's the thing. You think car prices will go up or down? Now, it's easy to say if the dollar collapses that all assets will go up in value. But if you don't have a job because you just got laid off because your company shut down, and you don't have silver, you don't have any real wealth, you have maybe dollars in the bank, you have a 401k that's getting destroyed, you may liquidate your 401k. Generally, when people go through hard times and they have a 401k, they usually get it taxed out and make that happen. So with that being said, if you've got a family that lives with you and you've got 2 or 3 cars in the house, would you get rid of one of your cars? Yes. New cars probably won't really be selling quite as much. People will be selling used cars. Now, do I think for a second that you'll be able to take 3 tubes of silver in and get a new car? That's not what I'm saying. Do not take that like that. But what I am saying is, you look what happened during the Great Depression, and I remember one famous photo car for $100. What is $100? Well, back then, $100 would have been 100 silver dollars, 100 ounces of silver, or 5 ounces of gold. Photo of car during the Great Depression for $100. And that is the photo that I am talking about. Boom. And it was a popular thing. People, $100 will buy you this car. This car was new back in the day. It didn't take a lot to go get that car. 5 1-ounce gold coins. Or 100 silver dollars. It's that easy. They weren't walking around with huge amounts of gold and silver in their pocket. What you're estimating when you say that is you're basing that off of inflated prices. Everything is an arm and a leg. Just like you said, a house, $350,000 in your comment. Absolutely. When you look at the prices today, because the money is worthless, you need so much money. But because there's so much money floating around the system and people have become desensitized to the price of gold and silver, there is no real value on the price of gold and silver. The prices that we're seeing are totally bogus, especially on silver. So I don't think it will be that unreasonable for that to happen. I think it's very likely that that could happen, that it will play out just like that. And will you have to hold the gold and silver? No. I also believe that if the government tried to instill confidence in a new money and they went back to the gold, because this happens time and time again. When nobody trusts the money and they only trust gold and silver, the government has to instill confidence in the money again. How can they do that? You know what? We're breaking out the gold, we're breaking out the silver, and we're breaking out new money. That's back to the gold and silver that we hold. If you have a $20 bill, we will give you your ounce of gold if you want to get it. But here's the thing. We're not taking your old 20s. Your old Fed 20s, no good. Them will all be worthless. You'll have to turn in probably 2,000 of them to get a $20 bill. And I think 2,000 is even low. I wouldn't be surprised if it's even more like 20,000. You know, who knows though? We'll see how that plays out. 20,000 for a new $20 bill would basically be 3 zeros shaven off. They did that in Venezuela. They took 3 and then they took 5. I don't know if we would ever cut 5, but who knows? The point of the matter is your fiat dollars are becoming worth less and less. And the idea in the comment that said California or Texas citizens couldn't even cover with the amount of gold and silver here, keep in mind that you would revalue everything. And yes, coin shops would not have a ton when I think coin shops will be wiped out when the price really starts skyrocketing. People will all want to get their hands on it. And here's the thing. Will the coin shops even want to stay open and keep giving it away for crap money if they can't replace it? At a certain point, coin shops will shut down. They're not going to sell. And how do I know that would happen? Because if I was going to sell and I seen my personal stockpile start getting dwindled down and I don't see people coming in, if the buyers were 20 to 1 seller, I wouldn't. I'd stop selling. We've seen this happen in multiple countries before. When the currency collapses, businesses put up, hey, we're looking for gold, we're looking for silver, and people didn't really want to bring it in. And when there were people that were going into these places every day, nonstop, trying to end up, hey, do you have anything today? Do you have any silver? Do you have any gold? Looking for deals. And here's the thing, when the premium starts climbing, because the premium will start climbing, if silver shoots up to $500, well, let's just use the 2011. 2011, silver shot up to 50. But here's the thing, to get a physical ounce of silver, you had to pay like 60, 70. The premiums were 20% minimum. Eagles were selling for 80. That's a 60% premium. Why? Because those that have it, have it. Those that don't, don't. Moving on to the next comment. That was a really good one. Going to cut a half. Let Trump eat the consequences. So I was a little worried about that. Texas coin taking off up to 580. Yeah, it's not 580 right now. I don't think. When I looked at it last, because I did start watching it. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of worried a little bit about that. I thought they would do a 0.5% cut and let inflation just ramp up and burn Trump, and then blame Trump for all of it. But here's the thing. If something goes terribly wrong, all Trump's got to do is just blame the Fed. Go back to Article 1, paragraph 10. Money will only be made out of gold and silver. Hey, that's what the Constitution says. Article 1, section 10. Gold and silver as money. That's it. And blame it all on them and how they've been stealing it. And do they even have our gold, or did they steal that too? I picked up a bunch at 90% for $25 face over the weekend. I'm guessing that's 25x. That's a pretty good deal. That's pretty close to spot. I backed up the truck as much as I could on it. I like 90%. I have a fair amount of it, and I think 90% is good to have, especially for barter trade. It's not pretty, but some people like it, I guess. Let's see. So glad you keep making this content like this. It hasn't changed. Thank you so much, Sabrina. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Good morning, T. Good morning. Thanks, and thanks, T. Have a great day. Yep. I hope you have a great day too, my friend. Thank you. Let's see. I caught the dip early this morning at about 4:30, and ain't it coincidence that that's when you see the lowest prices happen, about 4:30 to 5:30 when everybody's asleep? Let's see. When the silver spot got down to $41.54, my goal has been met for the year. And now I'm ready for the ride up. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not ready for the ride up just yet. I mean, I'm ready for it, but I'd like to see it dip again. At the end of the month specifically, because that's about when I'm expecting to want to put in. And actually the second, or the first or the second, would be even better. That way I could put all my money towards it. Any money that comes in, I'll figure it out. Like I said, ramen noodles. I've been eating a lot more ramen noodles. I know some people say, dude, you shouldn't be eating ramen noodles. It's not healthy. I get those. It's actually called curry ramen noodles. It's in a bowl. You get an oil. You get a little salt packet. You put the hot water in it. But I add eggs. I add pico de gallo. I add chicken. Little piece of chicken breast chopped up. Throw it in there. And it comes out really good. I love the eggs in my ramen noodle. And if you guys eat ramen noodle and you got something you put in it, let me know, because I'm always looking for cool ideas. Good morning, everyone. No, dang it. Laugh out loud. Yep. Watching the live gold price. Looks good. Looked good there. Thanks for the info. Let's see. In 6 months, approximately, the dollar is down 10%. Silver is up 30%. CPI is 6 or 7%. And the federal denial machine has hardly started to concede there is a problem. Yeah, they're not going to say there's a problem. So I expect all those numbers will worsen by an order of magnitude before it's over if we don't manage to ignite W3. I don't like saying it exactly like that because I don't know if that's a touchy subject. And a reset happens to absolutely zero. So I don't think the dollar will go. I know we talk about the dollar going down and a reset happening and going to zero. I don't think the dollar will actually go to zero. I just think, hey, if you've got to trade $100 in to get one of the new dollars, it doesn't mean the dollar went to zero, but it's definitely going to be painful on a lot of people. And then you'll just be working. If you go to work, you'll be working for the new dollars. Anybody that had a nice fat savings got burned. And they're obviously not. Nobody would go to work for old dollars because that means you'd give up your time for, let's say you're making $20 an hour. You literally would have to work 5 hours to get one of the new dollars. So your new work would be paid on the new money when that happens. Morning. Venezuela didn't collapse overnight, but the wheels were set in motion. The day they elected Chavez, I think the Fed will cut 0.25%. Powell would probably like to not cut at all if he could. Yeah, I believe that's pretty accurate. Yeah, Venezuela didn't happen overnight. It took time. I don't remember when the actual big move was, if that was during the election of Chavez. You're absolutely right. The Fed did cut 0.25%, and Powell did not want to make that cut even. I think he was under really getting pushed for that. Great video as usual. Thanks for the work you put in. Happy hump day, everyone, and love you all from the UK. There it is, Neil. I just read your other comment a few minutes ago, and I said, hey, we didn't get from the UK, but now we did. So Neil saying hello to everybody from the UK. Let's see. All the other PM precious metals groups took a bigger hit in dollar terms. Silver, FTW. Yeah, a lot of stuff took a hit. In fact, it was kind of crazy because Bitcoin did really well while pretty much everything did really well, and then silver took the hit. You had stocks going up. You had some metals going up, like industrial, like copper, aluminum, steel, gas, oil, Bitcoin. Everything went up except silver got crushed. And that right there tells me manipulation too. Why would that be the only thing to take the hit? Cut by 0.25. Absolutely. You were right, Gregory. Have a great day. I'm guessing a 25% cut. Yep. Thumbs up. We're going to check the time. But like someone said, I owe an extra 15 minutes today. Let's see. Andy at Miles Franklin. Mint said it best. Little by little, and then all of a sudden. Absolutely. Question, is a blind eye does not give you full perspective. So much is happening as many are distracted, and that's absolutely right. Yeah, it's going to happen slow at first and then all at once. A lot of people will just think nothing's happening. I still have, like I said, someone told me that the other day. You've been saying Venezuela, that we're on that path for a while now. I've been saying it for, 2 years. We're on the path as Venezuela. 2 years I've been saying it. It didn't happen overnight. We're seeing gold and silver start racking up. In fact, over the last 2 years, we've seen big moves on gold and silver. So I'm happy that I have that belief. And anybody that's been buying gold and silver, definitely, I think, have the same belief. Let's see. Got to be cautious how I read this one. Welcome to the welcome the new members. I heard my banker buddy buy platinum. So, I hate to say this. I'm not a platinum fan. I'm just not. I think the biggest use of platinum is the catalytic converters. If we move more to electronic vehicles or EV vehicles, I expect that the platinum will slowly come back down. I wouldn't be surprised to see silver take off, platinum come down, and the two kind of even out a little bit, but who knows? I don't mean even out like they're going to be the same price. I just mean I think it will kind of brush some of that money over. So let's see. Can you reference the Canadian spot price the first time you say the price in each of your videos? Hold on, let's take a look here. Like this comment if you want this. I think even the Americans would like to hear it. We broke 5K last week. 10 years ago, currency was equal. So, first of all, I remember, because I grew up in Maine. For those of you that don't know this, I actually grew up in Maine, close to the Canadian border. And I remember the toll roads literally accepting dollar for dollar. Canadian dollar versus an American dollar. It didn't matter. I even remember for a short while it being a little bit less. Like you could pay like 85 cents in Canadian money, 85 cents loon Canadian, and it would get you your dollar toll. So yeah, I mean, and when you look at the chart for Canadian, silver price chart in Canadian loon. Let's see if we can get a chart real quick. This way you guys can really see what silver is at for Canadians. 58.28. Can you imagine paying $58 an ounce? But that's if you're paying in Canadian loon. So when you look at the DXY, remember that DXY is just paper currencies against each other. Doesn't really give you the actual value of the dollar. It gives the value of the dollar against selected currencies. And if those currencies go down in value, then it makes the dollar go up in value. And essentially, it makes it look like, hey, the dollar is a great place to put your money. But like I've always said, it's just like a marathon. If I'm going to run a race against 5 people, and I pick people, one with a broken leg, one in a wheelchair, one that's a 5-year-old, one that's an 80-year-old, there's a good chance I'm going to beat them. But it doesn't mean I'm a good runner. It just means I'm better than the other 5 people that I'm running against. And the DXY is only measuring the dollar against 6 other currencies. So as long as the dollar does better than those 6 currencies, it looks like the dollar is a good investment. But clearly it's not when you compare it to a real marathon runner like gold and silver. And that's why gold and silver continue to go even higher in price because the dollar is not doing that well. And when you look at any currency out there in silver and gold specifically, because you could make the arguments not so much silver because here we're not at an all-time high, but every country, gold has hit a new all-time high this year in every currency. You can't say that with silver yet, but it's coming. And I know some people will take that as, and that's why you need to be buying gold, not silver. I'd rather be early to the party than late. And I think gold has already started moving. Does that mean that gold, can you imagine buying an ounce of gold for $5,045? Well, here's the thing. I remember when it was $3,600, 3,600 loon in Canada. And we'd look at that and be like, that's crazy. And now I'm looking at this saying, okay, 5,000 loon for 1 ounce of gold. That's crazy. It's going to happen here too. It's just a matter of time. Let me take a quick look how long I've been talking. Oh, 1 hour and 5 minutes. I think I gave back the 15 minutes. Now, I just got to stop at the right point here. Okay. Thank you for giving me some opinions. Some credence. I appreciate that. I'm looking for a good comment to stop on. And it might be right here. Neil, happy Tuesday. Thank you for another great video. Love it. And that concludes, because now we're getting into the 2-day-old comments. And the next one looks extremely hard. I created a spreadsheet, 2 scenarios, rate. Yeah, that's a long one to read and break down here. Don't take it personally, Calvin. It's just a lot to read as we're already at the end of the video. I didn't realize I was as long as I am. I'm just kind of skimming through it. I'd be curious to see that, though, that spreadsheet. Both, but you might have sent it to me. I've had people send me some stuff before, but I'm hesitant on opening some stuff. Don't take it personal if you happen, whoever that person was, but I know you, so... Let's see. Good morning, good morning, good morning. There's always a Filipino lady waiting for you to come with all your gold. I'm hoping, but I ain't bringing all my gold and silver to the Philippines. I don't have to bring it all with me. That's the good thing about being here. I get a retirement every month, so... and that retirement's in paper dollars. I'd rather bring my paper dollars to the Philippines. Let's see. Let's info. BRICS country have faked the moon landing. The major BRICS countries have faked the moon landing. Yeah, that's a touchy subject for me because I'm not a big fan of the moon landing. We went there before, but we can't do it again. That sounds a little... Let's see. Scrolling through... So in my town, there's Stripes gas station store across from HEB, our local grocery chain. Yesterday, there was a 50-cent price jump. So I actually seen that. And here's it was funny, actually. I asked a buddy, I said, can you actually go to a store that's closed and buy gas in the middle of the night? He said, I don't think so. I said, what if you're paying with a credit card? I actually went at midnight and gassed up my vehicle in the middle of the night to dodge that 50 cents. And then this morning when I went, the gas had jumped to $2.95, a 45-cent jump instantly. However, another gas station on the same street, boom, they had already jumped before. That's how I knew. And then I had went to a Walmart and seen they had jumped, and I said, it's all going up. HEB drops a few cents and Stripes follows. My point is the high amount of volatility across all products. That was overnight, a 20% jump. Yeah, that was kind of a crazy fluke. I couldn't believe that. And then it came down a little bit during the day. Let's see. Thanks. Good job on the video. There is a pullback in the near future. Absolutely. And I will end the video there because I am over an hour. That was me making up for my short video yesterday. I think that was a fun video. If you enjoyed this video this video content today, let me know in the comments. Even if you just write that in a separate comment, I like you reading the comments and addressing them in the video. We may end up do that again when I need a video idea, because I kind of had fun. I mean, we still took a minute to cover all the prices and stuff, but if people enjoyed it, it definitely, every comment that came in yesterday, I answered in the video. So I appreciate them comments. It definitely gave me something good to talk about. With that being said, I will wrap up the video here. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. Help me out. Leave a comment. If you didn't really like just reading the comments, go ahead and say that even in a comment. Say, I don't really like the comment video. I'd rather have a structure. But if you did, say you enjoyed it. That way I know, because I'd like to know. I enjoyed doing it. I covered a lot of ground. It gave me a lot of stuff to talk about. Sometimes a comment is not long enough to make a whole video. I can't do a video on, do you like 40% half dollars? I mean, I can answer, yeah, I like them. Here's why. And in 4 minutes, I've already said my whole answer. And that kind of means I can't do a 20, 30-minute video on it. So with that being said, hit that thumbs up. Check out some of these other great videos going into the weekend. I will probably be doing, some shorts, and it'll be a lot of fun. With that being said, y'all have a great one, and thank y'all for watching. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye. 1 hour and 11 minutes. Whew, that's a long one.